There you go.
Hey, and we're in here, baby.
Hey man, how are you today?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good as well. Just chilling here. How's your day treating you?
It's been pretty good so far. Doing a little work, just working on promoting the that single that came out today.
Yeah, that's so cool. By the way, that's so cool. We'll talk about it soon. But hey, welcome to the show. It is so cool to have you here. Now, before we start, I have to give you an epic, proper welcome. So, if you have seen some of my episodes, you know exactly.
I'm
yeah,
ready.
you know. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
what I'm talking about. Perfect. Then let me show you. Then here we go. There you go. There you go.
Let's go.
At some point, we're gonna have like live audience, but we're just starting here, so it's a small
Hey.
thing for the moment,
Whatever works, man.
There you go. There you go. But now, starting with the whole interview, tell me how your passion for music started.
Yeah, so it started at a pretty young age. I think I was around the age of like 4 or 5. I kind of remember like being in the car riding with my parents, hearing like a lot of their favorite songs, anything from like Jimmy Buffett to like AC/DC to like ABBA, like a lot of different genres. And then I would go home and try to like recreate them on the piano.
Cool.
And after a couple weeks of that, I think my mom decided that I needed to like go in piano lessons because I was for sure probably annoying her. And yeah, after that, I just started picking up instruments, played through middle school and high school, and yeah, just come a long way.
There you go. There you go. And what were some of the challenges that you had back when you were starting?
Man, I'd say it's probably a lot to deal with like focus and trying to like make sure I stayed on top of like producing and like learning, because like I think like as an artist you go through a lot of different like phases of trying to be very like in it and learning, but then you get like tired sometimes. So it's just, I think it's learning when to like feed off that inspiration and stuff like that and build off of it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I can totally agree with that. Yeah. And so starting with your music here, let's talk about Preside in My Head. I mean, I think it's a brilliant song, but tell me how you got inspired to create it.
Man, that song really started in like July of 2020, which is when I started writing the first couple like demos for the EP. And I was thinking like I just really wanted like a pop electronic song that really just kind of like encapsulated the whole kind of like beginning intro of the story of the EP. And I was on SoundCloud one night, and last night, his name's Aaron, sent me the demo, and I was like blown away by this demo that he sent me. And that was the original vocal sample for Preside. He sent me kind of like this like pop punk kind of version of it, which was really cool too. And then after I took that, broke that down, started writing out some things about it. We sent that back a couple times, went back a little bit, on the lyrics and stuff. And then after a while, we thought about adding a second artist. And then that's when my good friend, Hannah IRL, I thought she'd be the perfect artist, added her in. And then that's when kind of the duet thing came together. It took a lot of back and forth. It was originally just going to be Aaron on it. And then Hannah got added in, I think about the last, towards the end of the production, but it was the perfect thing. Yeah,
totally. I mean, I do agree. Like whenever those things happen, like the whole creative process in order to make a song. I mean, it's just so amazing when you get the chance to be in the room with people who are having kind of the same focus in you, and just like everybody has like their own thing and trying to put it together. I think it is super creative, and at the same time, you get the chance to learn like a lot from that experience, right?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot from each other. I mean, me and Hannah worked together before on a couple other songs, but for me and Aaron, it was our first time working together. Aaron's also based kind of in London, so it was really a lot of like email communication, and then we would jump on calls, kind of like this all the time, and be like, oh, like I like this, let's try to work on, it was a fun thing to part of, and I'm so glad with how it all turned out.
I can understand that. And how you usually get inspired to create music? I mean, like what's the process that you usually take? Because we will hear from different music artists that some of them will go to museums, some of them will just go walk with their dogs, like some of them that just stay with the piano and then get a tune. Like what is your how you usually gets you into this moment in which you're like, I got an idea.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, I think I get a lot of inspiration from like nature, and like going on like hikes or going out like camping, something along those lines. Just because it's something that's so much larger and bigger than than us. So it's like so cool to be able to kind of tap into something that is just unlimited. And so I like to get out there, get inspiration, then I'll come back, write some time, or that's probably the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it is so amazing, and I do love whenever I get the chance to, either from this band or artist, whenever they ask them like, hey, how, like for example, how do you got the idea to create the name for this song, right? And then it will tell like this crazy story. Like I was one time in the museum, that there was this painting, and I was like, I got an idea, and I was like that. So like all of these ideas, I think it is so cool whenever, and I think with music in general, that the whole creativity in order to create a song, and whenever you get the chance to listen to it, I mean, you like sometimes you can tell like how much effort that song went through,
Yeah, and something like with Preside, because I had so many vocal layers and stuff going on with that. I'm very peculiar about how things are like said and done, so I was going like by word and like being like, okay, like I like this, let's turn this up a little bit.
Totally.
Let's see if we can rearrange this a little bit. But I think it's like also like trying to blend that in with the production can be provide such a cool little element in the song. Yeah, they were such cool songs.
Yeah, totally. But Tim, like, where the name, like how do you got the idea for like to name it Preside in my head?
I think the name originally came from Aaron when he sent me the demo, because it was called Preside, and then I think I went back to him and I was like, like we're using a lot of this, Preside in my head's kind of like the fuller phrase you're using, or like the hook of the song.
Yeah.
It's that. So what if we just lengthen it just a tiny bit, and then we can. I feel like it's more eye-catching, because I was also looking some things up and saw on like Spotify where it was like there were so many songs called Preside, and there was like no songs called Preside in my head. So I think it was also I want to be like a little bit different than these other songs. Try to push ourselves apart.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Then also, so on your Instagram page, we can go to your link tree, and then we can check a small, like a quick preview. From the song Reaper. So tell me also how you got inspired to create it.
Okay, yeah. So Reaper was a really cool one for me, because it was actually the first one I made, our first demo I even made for this EP. So when I was sitting down, just to give you a little backstory, I started this project after another one of my projects had kind of fallen apart a little bit. Before this one, I had some large disagreements, and I was so upset because I had kind of lost like 2 years of work in a project that now may never see the light of day, and that just like brought me down to such like a low point. I really don't have any solo music for myself now. It's like I've been working only with this one other guy and trying to make all this music, and we were doing well. It just fell apart due to some disagreements and some other things. But anyways, so Reaper was first up. I think I was trying to create I was making lots of different kind of genres of music when I first started with the demos. And I was like, I really want to make like an electro house, like a little more upbeat, vocal chops up front, something that kind of like you can listen to the car and jam and ride out with. It's Reaper's a little bit faster than my last two songs I put out, and Didn't Mean It, Beside My Head, as I wanted to just be a little bit more dancey and give people something to kind of dance along with.
Yeah, totally. And like, what music genre would you say that describe your music?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I've thought about this one a lot, actually. Just because like people ask me all the time, like, I think it's like electro house or like electro pop. I think would be like the best genre. It's kind of got like future-based elements in the way I do like the synths. But I would say electro house honestly fits the best, I think.
Okay. And what are some of the things that you like the most about creating and listening to music?
About creating and listening to music, I think the coolest part about it is when if you listen to a song and kind of like the hair on like the back of your neck kind of like stands up just a little bit. Like the song's so good that you kind of like forget what else is going on, and you're just like, very present in the moment. That's such a cool feeling, and I've always like, you know, pushed, you know, myself to be able to create something that can give that feeling to someone else. And I think that it's just such a crazy thing that something can be so indescribable in words that your body has to like, you know, express it as like a feeling. So it's, you know, it's something you can always chase after.
Yeah. You know, when that happens to me, I will tend to listen to song over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You know,
yeah,
like, you know, like
feeling, you know, you're just like,
yeah. I mean, it's just like whenever you get into this moment, but you just love it, and you're like, I want to listen more, and you want like more of this song, and and then you realize that it's already spent like hours just to listen to it because of how good it makes you feel, you know, or even like what emotion might trigger that song, you know, and you're like in that, it just, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, it's also like the experience you can be having like when you hear the song. Maybe you're at a concert, or maybe you're driving around, or you're on a walk or a run or something like that, and it really helps push through something. That song gives you that extra, you know, like 10% you need to do something. You know, there's so many different ways you can song inspire you, but
totally.
That's what I think it's all about, really.
Yeah, I can agree on that too.
Yeah.
And like, what are some of the things that preside in my head could describe about yourself?
I think it's really like the feeling of like holding on to, like, you know, those emotions and feelings from the past that kind of like they run circles a little bit in your mind about, you know, like, well, what if I had done, you know, this thing, or like, what if, you know, this hadn't happened? It's like, would things be different now? And I think that's really kind of what it's about in the song. It's like they talk about these emotions kind of going, like Hannah and Aaron talk about these emotions running like rampant and kind of destroying how they are in the moment. It's like you allow that past to kind of like really, you know, change what you're doing in the present.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really supposed to be that way. I think you're supposed to kind of learn from those things and try to pull some light out of that. Maybe, like, you know, even if it's a bad thing, be able to pull a little bit of inspiration and, you know, maybe make you a stronger person through all that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And if you could describe your music career at the moment, but in a song, what would be the title of it?
I would say, you heard the song like Punching in a Dream? I think it's by Naked and the Famous. It came out in like 2012. I love that song. It's an amazing song. But I feel like in the moment right now in my career, I feel like I'm dreaming, just in the way, like last night I played a show with my longtime friend Hannah, who's also on Preside. Her first like live show in a venue here in LA, and it was just such a surreal experience to be there and to be, you know, feeding off the energy of like the crowd. And, you know, we were first up, but then we brought in all our friends, you know, to see the show, and seeing them enjoy the music back, and then seeing people I didn't know in the crowd, like, be like, who is this? It's just like such a cool feeling to get. And, you know, when I get to sit down and make music all the time, I just feel so lucky and fortunate to be able to chase something that, you know, I truly love to do. And it's just, I don't know, it still feels like a dream to me, you know, every day. Just as we go along, you know? Yeah.
And like, what was your, do you remember what was your first reaction that first time you got a gig and you were performing live with audience?
I mean, like the first time I ever like DJ'd for someone, or the first time I ever played like my own music out in front of people?
Let's go with both.
Okay, so first time I ever DJ'd ever, I was given a chance by one of my friends, John, he lives in Nashville now, but we played, it was called like you know what Dayglow was? Like the paint party?
Yeah.
The crazy EDM, you know, shoot the paint on the crowd.
Yeah.
So we kind of threw he was throwing those in Tennessee, in some smaller towns and stuff like that, called Johnson City. But I think the venue was called the Electric Cowboy. And I was also like, I think I was like first on that night, and I was so nervous. Before I got on stage, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna mess up. But then, like, you know, once I got up there, like, I just remember, like, once I played the first song and got into it, all that went away, able to kind of focus and just be like, okay, like you've practiced, you know what you're doing, just get out there and perform. And then playing out my own music, you know, apart from playing the songs that I've made for Hannah last night, I actually haven't had my first show yet. So that was something I was going to talk about later on in this, though, is that we finally kind of confirmed like my first show as the Bud Project.
There you go. And we got to hear the exclusive. I mean, I love this show because I got so many exclusives now. So that's another one to add. So cool. Yeah, but I get it. Yeah, I get it. That first moment in which you are going to perform with audience, and even that you have like let's say practice on your house, and you get like, okay, so I'm gonna do this and this, and maybe like you will plan like all the songs you're gonna play like in order, like, okay. But then like once you are with audience and you realize that list you made probably didn't work out, you know, so probably you will start to pick songs like one another, and then you ended up creating a new playlist which turns out to be even better, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of feed off that inspiration that you get from the crowd, and like, kind of learn to read them a little bit and see like, you know, going. I don't know. I don't think there's really any feeling like that in the world, honestly, when you're doing like a live performance.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Because of the first time I played out in LA ever, and it was just such a wild emotion. So. Yeah.
And tell me, like, what can we expect from you in the future?
Yeah, so I got a couple things coming up. Yeah, so the third single, which is called Healing, off the EP. There's 6 songs total. It comes out November 22nd of next month. Okay. And then after that, the full EP is actually going to drop December 10th. So really not that far away. Yeah. And then the day before that, I'm going to have a show at the LCID in Los Angeles. It'll be like my first time playing that out. It'll be kind of like an EP release party. I'm bringing out some friends. We're trying to get Aaron to come from London, but once we get like all those things cleared, like we'll be able to do Preside live with Hannah and Aaron. Now have some other friends, your DJs come through and play, you know, just kind of like a night of music and celebration around, you know, my friends doing cool things, and then I get to do some cool things. Yeah, that's so cool, man. That's so cool. I mean, I really wish you the best here. I can't wait to like to see more of your awesome stuff in the future, and I can't wait. And I'm super sure that one day we will see you in Coachella, Ultra Festival, Tomorrowland. Why not? You know, like there's a lot of cool festivals. Tomorrowland's the dream. That's like the I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So yeah, keep doing what you keep doing what you're doing it. As I said, I mean your songs here are really cool, and I'm super sure that eventually we will see you like in more, you know, like improving and see you in more epic stuff here and there. So because of that, I mean, make sure that you do what you love, because I think that is one of the things that makes music so amazing, that you get the chance to talk about something or to describe a feeling without any necessity of talking about, you know what I mean? So put it into words. You can just there you go. Yeah. So keep doing what you do, man. And also, I mean, I wanna also thank those who are watching this. I mean, if you're watching this later on YouTube or listening later on the podcast, make sure that you're following this guy in all of social media. Normally, what I would say is for you to put pause, then you can leave a like, subscribe. I mean, it helps me a lot, and it's super quick. And then hydrate, and then go follow this guy. Leave a million likes, share all of the music here. I mean, support all of the music around. If you have, share the music to friends, family, everybody. If you work in an office, put that song too. Spread the word that we have an amazing, talented musician here. And again, man, thank you so much. Before I send you off, thank you so much, man. You know the drill. I need to send you off in an epic, super way. So, there you go. Let's go. So yeah, keep rocking, man. And again, thank you so much. Have an amazing have an amazing weekend, an amazing week, and wish you the best for your upcoming projects here and there. So sweet. Thank you so much for having me on, man. This was a blast, dude. All right. Perfect. Have a good one, okay? Peace. Bye.